জয় জয় গুরুদেব 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 গুরুদেব। গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করয়ে দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষা অতিহীনা। গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করয়ে দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষা অতিহীনা। গুরুদেব কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষা অতিহীনা। কৃপা বিন্দু দিয়া করো এ দাসে তৃণাপেক্ষা অতিহীনা। সকলে সহনে বল দিয়া কর, সকলে সকলে সহনে বল দিয়া কর, সকলে সহনে বল দিয়া নিজ মনে স্পৃহাহীনা। নিজ মনে স্পৃহাহীনা, নিজ মনে নিজ মনে স্পৃহাহীনা, নিজ মনে সকলে সম্মান করিতে সকতে, সকলে সম্মান করিতে সকতে, সকলে সম্মান করিতে সকতে। দেহনাথ যথাযথ দেহনাথ যথাযথ, দেহনাথ তবে তো গাইব হরিনাম সুখে, তবে তো গাইব হরিনাম সুখে। অপরাধ হইবে হাত, অপরাধ হইবে হাত, অপরাধ হইবে হাত, অপরাধ যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায়, যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায়, কিছু না যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পায়। তোমার করুণা সার, তোমার করুণা সার, তোমার করুণা সার, করুণা না হইলে কান্দিয়া কান্দিয়া করুণা না হইলে কান্দিয়া 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 প্রাণ না রাখিব আর প্রাণ না রাখিব আর যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পার যোগ্যতা বিচারে কিছু নাহি পার তোমার করুণা তারা তোমার করুণা তারা করুণা না হইলে কান্দিয়া কান্দিয়া করুণা না হইলে কান্দিয়া 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 প্রাণ না রাখিব আর প্রাণ না রাখিব আর প্রাণ না রাখিব জয় জয় গুরুদেব 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. এবারও করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই এবারও এবারও করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই পতিত পাবন তোমা বিনে কেহ নাই। পতিত পাবন তোমা বিনে কেহ নাই। বিনে কেহ যাহার নিকটে গেলে পাপ দূরে যায়। যাহার নিকটে গেলে পাপ দূরে যায়। এ মন দয়াল প্রভু কে বা কথা পায়। এ মন দয়াল প্রভু কে বা কথা পায়। গঙ্গার পরশ হইলে পাশ্চাতে পাব। গঙ্গার পরশ হইলে পাশ্চাতে পাব। দর্শনে পবিত্র করো এ তোমার গো। হরিস্থানে অপরাধে তারে হরি নাম। তোমার স্থানে অপরাধে নাহি পরিত্রাণ। তোমার হৃদয়ে সদা গোবিন্দ বিশ্রাম। তোমার হৃদয়ে সদা গোবিন্দ বিশ্রাম। গোবিন্দ কহে না মোরা বৈষ্ণব পারা। গোবিন্দ কহে না মোরা বৈষ্ণব পারা। প্রতি জন্মে করি আশা চরণের ধূলি। প্রতি জন্মে করি আশা চরণের ধূলি। নরোত্তম কর দয়া আপনার বলি। জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর, বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর, বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর, জয় বৈষ্ণব ঠাকুর।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. A warm welcome to all the devotees here for assembling for the celebrations of 73rd Vyasapuja celebrations of Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. On this occasion, I had an opportunity to invite various senior devotees such as Vedanchetan Prabhu, Radhesham Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Sitaram Prabhu, and other devotees. As and when I shared about this matter, every devotee had so much to glorify about Guru Maharaj. I was wondered that this person is very tall, Maharaj is very tall, and I am very insignificant in front of him. As in when I was touching any devotee, it was like, big explosion of the glorification was coming out. So with this beginning, I thought I'll request His Grace Vedanchetan Prabhu to kindly share Maharaj offering to Srila Prabhupada I thought we'll begin this. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Offering by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, dated August 31st, 2021, to Srila Prabhupada. I offer my respectful obeisances to my spiritual father, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Namah Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine, Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharine. On this sacred day of your Vyasapuja, I am offering you my respectful homage. Recently, some months ago, I heard your lecture from 1975, April, in Mayapur, where you said, so, one who is spreading Krishna Upadesha, simply repeat what is said by Krishna, then you become Acharya. Suppose you have got now 10,000, we shall expand to 100,000. That is required. Then 100,000 to million, and million to 10 million. So, there will be no scarcity of Acharya, and people will understand Krishna consciousness very easily. Lecture on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, 113, April 6, 1975, Mayapur. Also, it was revealed to me that on multiple occasions you had mentioned thousands of gurus. Thousands of gurus. I was thinking that your idea is the way to achieve Lord Chaitanya's prediction that in every town and village His holy name will be sung. I was seeing that many of my disciples only read a minimum to get their second initiation, and that if we advocate that they read all your books and get their degrees, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, and then read your Leelamrita, understand your life and teachings. Although all this may be difficult compared to the present system where becoming a Diksha Guru, but by motivating, encouraging, advocating that each devotee should become mature practitioners, exponents of Krishna consciousness, we could actually fulfill your mission, the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His Divine Grace, Srila Gaura Kishore Das Babaji had only two disciples. One was Bhajananandi and one was Goshtyanandi. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, though through his Goshtyanandi disciple, you gave to us and Krishna consciousness has been spread all over the world. So, if each disciple becomes a mature devotee, qualifies to be a Diksha Guru, even if they only initiate one or two disciples, it is not important. But if that disciple is able to take up your mission and spread it like anything to the conditioned souls, that can be a great contribution. Although the present system is very easy practically to be a Diksha Guru, but still today we have less than 100 Diksha Gurus. After more than 50 years of Iskcon, your vision that we should have 10,000, tens of thousands, and ultimately millions of acharyas initiating gurus is nowhere near sight. To have a specific goal of reading your books and how to achieve this is by promoting, advocating, and motivating all the devotees to see that your vision of having tens of thousands of tens of thousands and ultimately millions of gurus will be achieved. This may take a long time, but it is not so actually. I heard today from our principal of the Sri Mayapur International School that 14 students had got the Bhakti Shastri degree this year. Like that, if our students study your books from their childhood, they can achieve complete knowledge of your teachings. Please bless us that we can fulfill your vision for empowered preachers of the Krishna consciousness movement. I am very fallen. Somehow I am trying to fulfill your instructions to me, but there is so much more that needs to be done. I pray for your mercy that I will be able to fulfill your vision. Your servant, Jayapataka Swami. Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Thank you, Prabhu, for kindly sharing the offering of Guru Maharaj to Srila Prabhupada. It was very wonderful to hear the mood of Maharaj, the way as mentioned in the offering letter, that he wants this Krishna consciousness movement to be propagated widely and broadly. Not only that he wants us to study, but he wants us to become mature devotees and execute this Krishna consciousness in a nice way. So our next program is that I thought of reading out the entire detail of the program so that devotees will be aware in which direction we are moving. Next, we'll be playing a small video clip of Guru Maharaj. The title of the clip is "Never Give Up." As we know that Maharaj has never given up. He was a fighter. All along he was a fighter. He is a commander, he is general, and everything. So because of that mood, actually many disciples derive so much of inspiration. So there's a small video clip with respect to this, which we thought of playing. After this, we'll be playing a small, one more video clip with respect to the feelings which Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj carries about Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, followed by the offerings of HTMC members, Anand Bhai Prabhu HTMC members, and other devotees. Thank you very much.
trying esoteric Judaism.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
I was looking for a spiritual path.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
I had already tried Buddhism, trying esoteric Judaism. So doing yoga, tried some other Western processes like astral projection. Then I decided I needed a guru. And one lady turned her head. She looked at me. I saw a white mark on her forehead. I don't know where I saw that before. This lifetime, I hadn't seen it. And when I saw it, I got so frightened. The hairs were standing up in the back of my back. And I was like that, totally freaked out. And I ran as fast as I could. I ran and I ran for like 2 kilometers. And when I got back, they were gone. Someone taught me how to chant mantras. I chanted for 6 hours non-stop, and I got such an experience. It was so powerful. This chanting of the holy names is so powerful. I'd done many kinds of meditation before, but nothing had so much effect on me like this. It was inexplicable. And then, I went to Montreal. I met Prabhupada, and he gave me a lot of mercy. I committed. I took initiation. And her husband is not devotee, really. Sometimes he sat in the Bhakti Vriksha meeting, but there was some transformation happening. But I can say that by Bhakti Vriksha, gradually I got changed. Now I've given up intoxication. Now I'm vegetarian. And I'm chanting 8 rounds a day. And I want to chant one day 16 and take initiation.
In 2008, Guru Maharaj had a stroke, which kind of paralyzed half of his body. And although he has so many physical challenges, he is traveling all over the world still and doing a lot of preaching programs, taking the devotees into safari, establishing Bhakti Vriksha more and more in different places, helping the devotees, doing all kind of programs that are almost impossible for a person that is physically challenged.
देशे देशे हरि विग्रह सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने देशे देशे हरि विग्रह सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने रथयात्रा आदि महोत्सव शुरू शिकाय ता कौन जाने यदि प्रभुपाद होइतो तबे की होइतो ए जीवन पाहित किसे गीता भागवता चैतन्य चरिता
And hoping one day I'll become a pure devotee.
Hare Krishna. I hope you all must have felt very inspired by this video. The kind of dedication which Maharaj has shown means one selfless soul, one empowered devotee of an acharya. Imagine how much service can I do? If you see his life, we can feel that one person can do this much in one lifetime. It's impossible. Only an empowered person can do it. So when we see this, when we celebrate today's celebration, I was saying that what a kind of great personality we are associating with. With this, I would like to take the event forward by hearing the glorification of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj about His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Thank you very much.
महाराज का जन्म हुआ था एक धनी खानदान में और बचपन से ही उन्होंने धार्मिक रुचि प्रकट की थी और 1967 में वो एक पार्क में थे जहाँ किसी ने उन्हें बैग डेकोरेट मैगजीन बेचा और उससे वो प्रभावित हुए और फिर वो आए सैन फ्रांसिस्को के मंदिर में। वहाँ एक बड़े प्रसिद्ध भक्त थे बाबा जी के शिष्य जिनका नाम था जयानंद प्रभु। जयानंद प्रभु को जिम्मेदारी दी थी पापा ने रथ बनाने के लिए। जयानंद प्रभु को कैंसर की बीमारी थी और उसको सरकार से अलाउंस मिलता था और वो अलाउंस खर्चा था रथ बनाने में। तो जयानंद प्रभु मिले थे जयपताका स्वामी से, वो जुड़े थे, इस्कॉन में जुड़े थे 1967 में। 1968 में अमेरिका का युद्ध हो रहा था, वियतनाम वॉर, और उन दिनों में सब अमेरिकन युवक जो थे सबको आर्मी में डाला जा रहा था। तो कई लोग आर्मी से बचने के लिए कनाडा आ गए एक भक्त था जो इंटरव्यू में गया था, आर्मी के इंटरव्यू में, महावीर प्रभाव उनका देहांत हो गया है। तो महावीर ने पहना हुआ था जगन्नाथ जी की एक मूर्ति रखी हुई थी। वो गए इंटरव्यू के लिए, इंटरव्यू ने बोला, What is that statue on your neck? This is my God. Take it out, throw it. No, I can't throw it. This is my God, I can't be separated. Okay, get out. You can't be in the army. तो आर्मी में जाना तो चाहता नहीं था, पर उसने ऐसा नाटक किया कि उसने कहा तुम जाओ, तुम आर्मी में भर्ती नहीं हो सकते। तो जयपताका स्वामी उस समय आए थे आर्मी के ड्राफ्ट से बचने के लिए मॉन्ट्रियल में इस्कॉन का तीसरा मंदिर खुला था। पहला खुला था न्यूयॉर्क में, दूसरा सैन फ्रांसिस्को में, तीसरा मॉन्ट्रियल में। मैं भी मॉन्ट्रियल में उन्हें मिला था। मैं उधर आया था जून 1 को 68। जयपताका स्वामी वहाँ आए 1-2 महीने बाद। तो शुरू से इनकी बड़ी रुचि थी पापा जी के प्रति, और हम दोनों एक साथ थे मॉन्ट्रियल में 2-3 सालों के लिए। और जयपताका स्वामी बड़े इच्छा से ग्रंथों को पढ़ते थे और जो भी आवश्यक था वो सेवा करते थे। तो मेरे याद है कि उन दिनों में मंदिर का खर्चा बहुत ही मुश्किल से निकलता था। कोई $150 महीने का टोटल बजट था, तो वो भी हम इकट्ठा नहीं कर पा रहे थे। उन दिनों में कोई कॉन्ग्रीगेशन नहीं था, कॉन्ग्रीगेशन मतलब गया सब भक्त नहीं थे। तो महाराज ने एक A&P स्टोर है, वहाँ नौकरी की, और जो पैसे आते थे उसे मंदिर का किराया देते थे। और एक नौकरी कर रहे थे वो, उसके बाद एक कॉफी शॉप में, तो उस कॉफी शॉप में एक धनी व्यक्ति रोज आता था कॉफी पीने के लिए। तो धनी व्यक्ति ने कहा महाराज से, तुम यहाँ टेबल साफ करते हो, झाड़ू देते हो, मैं इसे अमीर घराने का हूँ, मर्सिडीज गाड़ी है, रोलेक्स का गाड़ी है, मैं हमेशा उदास दिखता हूँ और तुम हमेशा हंसते हुए दिखते हो, ये क्या खा है? तो फिर उन्होंने बोले पूछा, उन दिन में हम सबको नौकरी करनी पड़ी थी, खर्चा निकालने के। तो इस प्रकार वो मॉन्ट्रियल में थे। जयपताका स्वामी बड़े उत्साह से प्रश्न में पूछते थे, जिसे प्रॉपर बड़े प्रभावित थे, और ऐसे ऐसे प्रचार बढ़ने लगा। फिर हमने एक मंदिर खोला टोरंटो में, वहाँ हमने उन दिनों में मॉन्ट्रियल मंदिर की संख्या बढ़ गई थी। तो हमें जयपताका स्वामी गए टोरंटो, वहाँ प्रचार शुरू किया और भक्तों के साथ। और उन दिनों में पापा जी की इच्छा थी कि भारत में प्रचार शुरू किया जाए। और उन दिनों में एक नियम था कि अगर आप कॉमनवेल्थ देश के मेंबर थे तो आपको भारत के लिए वीजा की आवश्यकता नहीं थी। कॉमनवेल्थ मतलब कि इंग्लैंड, कनाडा, इंडिया, पाकिस्तान, ये सब कॉमन जो देश एक समय अंग्रेजों के राज्य में थे। तो प्रभुपाद ने एनकरेज किया, अगर कनाडा से कोई जाना चाहता है तो जाए, कि उनको वीजा की जरूरत नहीं है। तो पहले लगभग 100 विदेशी भक्त आए थे अमेरिका और कनाडा से। और मॉन्ट्रियल में मुकुंद स्वामी, श्याम सुंदर, गुरुदास, उनकी पत्नियां, वो भी आए थे। मॉन्ट्रियल में पापा जी ने उन्हें खास शिक्षा दी थी इंग्लैंड जाकर प्रचार कैसे शुरू करना। तो जयपताका स्वामी भी भारत में आए थे। मैं भारत में थोड़ा लेट आया था, मैं अमेरिका में ही था, और वो आए थे 2 साल पहले। और जैसे आप जानते हो, पापा जी ने उन्हें सेवा दी मायापुर की। जयपताका स्वामी और भक्त थे बाबनंद स्वामी, इन दो को डायरेक्टर्स बनाया था। प्रभा जी की इच्छा थी कि मायापुर में एक सुंदर मंदिर बने, तो उन्होंने अपने भक्तों को भेजा मायापुर में जमीन खरीदने के लिए। और आपने देखा होगा मायापुर में कुटीर है जहाँ की बाबा जी पहले ठहरे थे। तो बाबा जी के निर्देशन में हंसते हंसते मायापुर डेवलप होते गए और जयपताका स्वामी और बाबनंद महाराज को डायरेक्टर थे। बाबा जी की इच्छा थी कि प्रचार बढ़े, और बाबा जी ने उन दिनों में अपने कई विदेशी भक्तों को प्रेरणा दिया, तुम हिंदी सीखो। जयपताका स्वामी को प्रेरणा दी, तुम बांग्ला सीखो। एक मॉन्ट्रियल वृंदावन मंदिर के प्रेसिडेंट थे लक्ष्मीनंद स्वामी, उन्होंने बड़ी अच्छी हिंदी सीख ली थी। तो बाबा जी उन्हें कहते थे तुम लेक्चर दो। उन दिनों में लगभग 99% भक्त हमारे मंदिर में सब विदेशी थे और 1% फॉरेनर। आज उल्टा ऐसा हो गया है, आज सब इंडियन है, विदेशी भक्त बहुत कम है। तो जयपताका स्वामी ने बांग्ला सीखा और बड़े उत्साह से प्रचार किया, और उनके निर्देशन में बंगाल में काफी प्रचार बढ़ा, और बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में भी उनकी रुचि थी। तो उनके प्रेरणा से बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन भी डेवलप होता गया बंगाल में, और मंदिर का निर्माण भी शुरू हो गया था। तो जयपताका स्वामी फिर जीवीसी भी बने थे, और इस्कॉन में काफी जिम्मेदारी उन्होंने उठाई। फिर जैसे आप जानते हो कई साल पूर्व उनको एक स्ट्रोक आ गया था। वो बॉम्बे में आए थे जीवीसी मीटिंग के लिए, विच ईयर वाज दैट? जीवीसी मीटिंग के लिए आए थे, अक्टूबर में उनको एक स्ट्रोक हो गया था। उन्हें फिर हम हिंदुजा हॉस्पिटल ले गए थे, और काफी देर के लिए महाराज कोमा में थे। कोमा में मतलब कि बहुत कम चेतना। तो लोगों ने सोचा था कि कभी भी फिर बोल नहीं सकेंगे, कभी प्रचार नहीं कर सकेंगे। एक दफा एक व्यक्ति कोमा में बच जाए तो उसे सुधरना इतना आसान नहीं है। तो भगवान की ऐसी कृपा थी कि वो कोमा से होश में आए, और आस्ते आस्ते डेवलप करते गए, और आस्ते आस्ते फिर से उन्होंने प्रचार शुरू कर दिया। और लोग हैरान होते जब आप किसी को कहो ये व्यक्ति कोमा में था 2 हफ्तों के लिए और क्या स्थिति थी, कोई विश्वास ही नहीं करता कि ये संभव है। तो फिर महाराज ने कुछ 2 साल पहले और 2 ऑपरेशन कराए थे, और उस क्षेत्र में ऑपरेशन कराया, उसमें भी कोई बचता नहीं है, पर उससे भी वो स्थिति बच पाए, और आगे प्रचार बढ़ाते गए। तो जयपताका स्वामी के ऊपर भगवान की असीम कृपा है। उनकी कृपा के कारण वो इन कठिन स्थितियों से निकल पाए हैं, वहाँ बड़े उत्साह से वहाँ प्रचार कर रहे हैं। और जीवीसी में भी उनका बहुत कंट्रीब्यूशन रहता है, और उनकी याददाश्त उतनी पक्की है जितनी कि पहले थी। उनके निर्देशन में नामाज प्रोग्राम डेवलप हुए थे सारी दुनिया में, और बड़े प्रेमी हैं, सब भक्तों को प्रेम से मिलते हैं। और जयपताका स्वामी में बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के में बड़ी रुचि है। हर साल मायापुर में हम संकीर्तन अवार्ड देते हैं। हमारा महाराज हमेशा कहते हैं ये साल कौन जीतेगा, मायापुर या दिल्ली, क्योंकि मायापुर दिल्ली का कॉम्पिटिशन रहता है। तो बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में भी उनकी बहुत रुचि है। और हम दोनों एक साथ काम कर रहे हैं 1968 से। तो जयप्रकाश स्वामी के ऊपर भगवान की बहुत कृपा है, प्रभा जी की बहुत कृपा है। उनके निर्देशन में ये नवोदय परिक्रम भी आरंभ हुआ था और मतलब नवोदय परिक्रम भी बढ़ गया है। और मैंने देखा है कि अभी भी आज उत्साह के साथ कई स्थानों में जाते हैं दिन में, बांग्ला पार्टी, हिंदी पार्टी, इंग्लिश पार्टी, उनका उत्साह प्रचार के लिए वैसा ही है अभी भी। तो जयप्रकाश स्वामी को प्रभा जी ने खास कृपा दी है। वैसे तो प्रभा जी ने अपनी कृपा सबको दी है, तो कोई फायदा उठाता है, कोई फायदा नहीं उठाता। तो कृपा दी है, कई भक्त हैं जो उसका लाभ उठा रहे हैं, तो कईयों ने लाभ नहीं उठाया। और प्रभा जयप्रकाश स्वामी को पार्लियामेंटेरियन भी कहा जाता है। ये किस रूप से मीटिंग्स को कर रखना चाहिए, वो सब में उनका बड़ा अच्छा ज्ञान है। तो वहाँ पर सौभाग्य की बात है कि भगवान की कृपा से जयप्रकाश स्वामी अभी भी बहुत ही उत्साह से प्रचार कर रहे हैं, अभी भी सारे विश्व में पहुँच जाते हैं। उनकी रथ यात्रा में बहुत रुचि है। पहले भी मैं रथ यात्रा में किसी रथ यात्रा को नहीं मिस करते थे, रथ यात्रा में भी पहुँच जाते हैं। और जैसे अभी आपने सुना, बड़े करताल पहले बजाते थे। तो मैं जयप्रकाश स्वामी के विषय में कहने के लिए तो बहुत कुछ है, और वो भगवान के बड़े प्रिय भक्त हैं। पापा जी की कृपा है, और पापा जी की कृपा से अनेक कठिन स्थितियों में वो गुजर गए, तो भगवान ने हमेशा उनकी रक्षा की। एक समय वो इंग्लैंड में थे या स्पेन में, और एक पागल व्यक्ति ने आकर चाकू से गले को काटने का प्रयास किया। उस महाराज हॉस्पिटल में थे इंग्लैंड में, शायद 1-2 महीनों के लिए। उस कठिन स्थिति से भी निकल आए। तो महाराज जयप्रकाश स्वामी का पूरा विश्वास है प्रभुपाद जी की वाणी में, उनकी शिक्षा है प्रभुपाद पर आधारित है, और उनकी रुचि है हरिनाम में। उन्होंने कई ग्रंथों की भी रचना की, जिसमें कि चैतन्य महाप्रभु जी की लीलाओं का वर्णन है, और चैतन्य महाप्रभु की लीलाओं में उनकी बड़ी रुचि है, और लगभग हर लीला से वो अच्छी तरह से संबंधित हैं। तो हम बड़े खुश हैं कि आज के दिन उनके यहाँ पूजा मनाई जा रही है, लेकिन मायापुर में भी मनाई जा रही है। और क्योंकि ये लॉकडाउन है, तो ये खबरें भी बाहर के लोगों को नहीं बुलाया, पहले बाहर के लोग भी आते थे, और इस साल मायापुर में भी शायद अंदर ही कर रहे हैं, मंदिर के पास। जयप्रकाश स्वामी महाराज की जय।
His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. So when I was hearing the entire conversation, I was remembering one statement. Ramachandra Sangam Age Narottama Dasa. Means how the beautiful relationships that exist between these two devotees I was greatly appreciating it. Means even after the departure of Srila Prabhupada, what actually carried on them is the kind of relationship they maintained for over 50 years. As Maharaj is telling, our friendship began in 1968. So now it is 54th year actually. 54 years this relationship and friendship has continued, and they have been supporting each other and reminding each other about the glories of Srila Prabhupada and teachings of Krishna. So with this, I would like to take forward and request His Grace Anandmay Prabhu to come and share a few words of appreciation, glorification of Jayapataka Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vasavutane Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachaline Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Vidatarine. We are very fortunate to be associated with this function today of the appearance of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. He is certainly, out of all the thousands of disciples of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami is a very special disciple. As mentioned by, of course, I could not understand His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami's lecture in Hindi, but what I could follow a little bit is that His Holiness Jayapataka Swami is an example of great determination and one-pointed attention to the service of his spiritual master. As Srila Prabhupada quotes very frequently from Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana, quoting the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that one should serve the spiritual master with one-pointed attention without any deviation. So Jayapataka Swami is certainly an example of one-pointed service to his Guru Maharaj. From the very beginning, actually I didn't have much personal association with His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, except that at the beginning, when I joined Iskcon in April 1972, I joined in Calcutta, and every weekend I used to go to Mayapur just to have a change and participate in the activities of the Mayapur. At that time, practically there was, it was very simple. There was no building on the land, the land was there. And when we entered into the property, on the left side, there was a hut. That was the residence of Srila Prabhupada, which is still there now. And we used to stay there in that small hut. And there were, of course, water, only one pump, giving some water for early morning bath. So that was very simple. And a small kitchen. We were cooking, and some devotees were cooking khichdi for prasadam distribution. So Saturday, Sunday, people used to come just to take prasadam because there's nothing else to see or to do. So only for taking prasadam. So about maybe 500 people used to come. That was very good. And I had opportunity to see how His Holiness Jayapataka Swami at that time, he used to welcome everybody and make them sit down on the row and distribute prasadam, khichdi prasadam. So it is at that time that I understood a little bit how to distribute prasadam. And this is where I learned the first words in Bengali language. Bashun, bashun, sit down. That was the first word I learned from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. Everybody should sit down, bashun. So then only afterwards, when they have the plates in front of them, then we distribute the khichdi prasadam. So that was my experience with His Holiness Jayapataka Swami at that time. Welcoming, with great love and compassion, all people who used to come at that time and giving them prasadam. So that activity went on regularly throughout the years, and it is not stopped. It is always going on. One thing also I noticed also at that time, that His Holiness Jayapataka Swami was very strong, physically, mentally, very strong. And he used to till the land with two bulls and some some agriculture implement to till the land. So he used to direct these bulls, and nobody else could do this. I mean, among the disciples, he was the only one who could direct the bulls how to do some agricultural work. He was also excellent swimmer. We used to go to the Ganga, yes, and he was so expert in swimming, very strong, easily used to go on the other side of the river, coming back even when there's a strong current. And I heard that sometime he saved also some other disciples from drowning. He used to with great courage and without any fear whatsoever, he used to go into the water and do whatever was necessary. So my impression is that he was, from the beginning, he exhibited these exceptional qualities of great strength, courage, determination, and devotion to Srila Prabhupada. So that devotion to Srila Prabhupada carried His Holiness up to now, even though he has been physically handicapped by this disease, but he is still continuing his service without any stop. And whatever may be the circumstances, he is still serving Srila Prabhupada in Mayapur to establish Mayapur, the construction, new temple construction, and the development of the Mayapur temple community and so on. He is the one who is behind the development of Mayapur to this day. So all throughout these years, Jayapataka Swami has done this service, and this is why we are trying to follow in his footsteps, trying to understand his qualities, and by worshipping him, and we can develop some of the Vaishnava qualities which are essential for making progress in Krishna consciousness. So that's what I wanted to tell, quite on a few words like that. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami ki jai.
His Grace Kanamai Prabhu ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna.
Now I would request our dear His Grace Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu to come onto the stage and share his appreciation, glorification.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Namane Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaurakadha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarane Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nivise Shunnavadi Paschatya Deshtarane Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langai Tegri Mitkurpata Mahamande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Hare Krishna. I don't know where to start, but to glorify great acharyas, one requires qualification. For example, when Sutta Goswami was glorified by Shaunaka, it was an apt glorification. Similarly, great personalities should be glorified by people of substantial character, people of substantial values, people who have substantial devotion. I honestly feel so unqualified to speak about such a great personality, such a great acharya like His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. What makes someone as an acharya, or how do we recognize an acharya? An acharya's life is full of dedication towards the mission of the Lord and his spiritual master. That is an acharya. They don't probably breathe anything else but service to their spiritual master and Krishna. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, he joined at a very early age. He was just a 17, 18-year-old boy. That's all. At that age, we know how children are at the age of 17, 18. What do they know? They don't know. But we should not mistake that, he was just a 17, 18-year-old boy, but actually, he is a very great associate of Srila Prabhupada. Whenever great works are done, the people who do those great works, they come with their parshadas. Like for example, when Krishna came to this world, Krishna did not come alone. Krishna came along with his parshadas. So many demigods, so many eternal associates of Krishna came along with Krishna to conduct his pastimes. Similarly, when Srila Prabhupada came, I'm sure Srila Prabhupada is not alone. Srila Prabhupada is one of the commanders, not one of the commanders, but the most powerful commander of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And obviously, when he comes, he would come along with so many great associates of Lord Chaitanya. So one such great associate is His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. His personality has so many facets. So many facets. One thing that I was appreciating is that at the age of 17, the moment he came in touch with the devotees of Krishna consciousness, as Guru Maharaj was mentioning in that small video, he came in touch with the devotees in 1967 during the Rath Yatra, I think. It was the San Francisco Rath Yatra. Jayananda Prabhu has engaged him in some service. And from that moment on, he never looked back. He was constantly doing one service after the other, one service after the other. As if there is no life, there is no second life for that person. There is no other engagement for that person. Today we calculate so much in giving our life to Krishna. We look back, what is my comfort? What is my benefit in this? So many calculations go on. But at that time, he was such a simple brahmachari, and he has completely dedicated his life to Srila Prabhupada's mission. He has nothing else but service to Srila Prabhupada. And I see a life of simplicity in Jayapataka Maharaj's whole life. If we see great simplicity, great devotion, great determination, great enthusiasm. It's not material enthusiasm always dies down after some time. Material enthusiasm depends on results. But His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj's enthusiasm is unlimited. He goes on and on and on and on, even though his body doesn't cooperate. And many of you do not know what kind of difficult situations that Jayapataka Maharaj had faced in Iskcon. There were some encouraging situations, but more than encouraging situations, there are many discouraging situations as well. But when he faced those encouraging and discouraging situations very gracefully, and he went on and on and on. How many devotees he must have seen right from 1967 till now? Hundreds and thousands and millions of devotees he must have seen. The kind of interactions that he had with thousands and millions of people. One thing that is a special hallmark of Jayapataka Maharaj is that anyone who looks at him, they get attracted. They get attracted. And getting attracted to a Vaishnava means getting attracted to Krishna, basically. Whenever I've gone with him many places, when he walks, all the passers-by especially look at him like this. Who is this person? Not just because of his size, because of the effulgence that he carries. So, I'm just thinking that, do they know anything but service to Krishna? I feel so low when I see such great personalities and I don't have even a little bit of that quality. How selflessly, completely dedicated his life for Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. And one of the wonderful quality that Jayapataka Maharaj has is that he has such broad-mindedness. He spreads his hands like this, as if he's inviting the whole world. That's one of his. It's not just symbolic, but it's actually that's his nature. I personally experienced such broad-mindedness. I have seen such broad-mindedness in being exhibited to very difficult personalities who even offended him. One very senior devotee, he could not understand Jayapataka Maharaj, one of the first disciples, but he took a different path, a little offensive path. But in the recent meetings, some years ago, Jayapataka Maharaj told the devotee, I'm really sorry that if I made you feel that your connection with Prabhupada is only through me, I am just but an insignificant servitor of Srila Prabhupada. By any way you feel connection with Srila Prabhupada, I would be most happy. And if I have become an obstacle for your connection with Prabhupada, please forgive me. A guru is asking a disciple like this. So our appreciation for Srila Jayapataka Swami increased immensely because of his broad-mindedness. And personally, when I was going through a tough situation in 1999, I met Guru Maharaj in Mayapur. It was in Vrindavan, morning time, japa time. He was sitting and there were a group of devotees sitting around him. A year before that, I had a very heated exchange with Guru Maharaj on some issues. I even kind of spoke very strongly. And then I left that association and I was struggling all alone in Vrindavan in 1999, and Jayapataka Maharaj saw me in the morning japa time. I was very hesitant to go to him. Although I am his disciple, I was very hesitant to go to him because I've not behaved well with him. I was feeling so low in my consciousness. Then he looked at me and said, Vedanta, like this. He spread his hands like this. Come, like that he said. And then all the blocks in my heart just went away, just with that statement. I just ran towards him and then fell at his feet and embraced him. He embraced me tightly. It's just one incident, but this one incident revealed that personality so much, because he doesn't keep any negativity towards anybody, whether it is his god brothers, whether it is disciples, even the persons who have attacked him. There was an attack on him. Very dangerous attack it was. And that is his personality. And I traveled with him in meetings. Travel means not physically travel with him, but most of the time we meet each other in meetings, in leadership meetings. In the leadership meetings, we see him, his personality is that he's always for dharma. Whether it is, people who are opposing this person, that person, it doesn't matter for him. Whether it is it's not that he has some kind of favoritism towards his own disciples or something else for someone else. Not like that. Whatever is the rule, he would stick to that rule. And even if it is to discipline one of his disciples, he would do that. So as Anandamaya Prabhu was saying, I think as Gopal Krishna Maharaj was saying, he's considered as the parliamentarian. Means in all our meetings, if we have any difficulty, how to do, what is the right thing to do, the first person that we consult, and probably the last person that we consult, is His Holiness Jayapataka Swami. And once he says this is how it should be done, and that's how it is done. So, the other quality which other devotees have already expressed, the quality of unlimited enthusiasm and not giving up. Not giving up. I many times also shared in 2008 when he had that stroke. It took so many days for him to come out of the stroke and come out of that. He was in ICU, but he was in coma. He was not in external consciousness. So after so many days, he came to external consciousness. So at that time, they have called all the senior disciples of Jayapataka Maharaj, and everyone was going just for a darshan of Jayapataka Maharaj, going into the ICU and say Hare Krishna to Guru Maharaj and probably say one or two things. And he was not able to speak so clearly also. I also got an opportunity to go into the ICU, and I paid my obeisances to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj's response to me was that, Vedanta, I am not able to attend Mangalarati. Suddenly, I didn't understand why he's saying that. I'm not able to attend Mangalarati. I thought it is some kind of, they must have given something, so that is why he's speaking like that. But actually he was feeling, always he was feeling to be with devotees. So what I understood is that even though his physical body was not cooperating, mentally he was always in all the programs. In all the programs. And then somehow he crossed that stage, 2008, and so many things happened. Somehow, although he was restricted to the wheelchair, but his enthusiasm was not restricted. He always wanted to go to different places and preach Krishna consciousness. And his understanding of preaching Krishna consciousness is very simple, not explaining complicated philosophy or this or that. His teaching of Krishna consciousness is simply chant Hare Krishna, accept Lord Chaitanya as the Supreme Lord, accept Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Your life will become perfect. That is the simplicity of heart that he carried. And what I found is that because of his simplicity of heart, he attracted so many people to Krishna consciousness just by his He's looking at them. Darshane pavitra koro etamaragun. We heard Bhaktivinoda Thakur or Narottam Das Thakur's song. Just by the drishti, just by the vision of a devotee, somebody gets purified. So similarly, he would not speak much of philosophy or something. He would always recite the Chaitanya Charitamrita pastimes, and most of the time he would dramatize those pastimes. And attract people. And they also remain very faithful to Prabhupada's teachings and Iskcon and Krishna consciousness. How does this happen? Very miraculously, nobody knows. Because we are breaking our head to bring somebody to Krishna consciousness, and they are throwing so many tantrums. But somehow miraculously Jayapataka Maharaj just attracts people. It is as if like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he never spoke philosophical discussions with anybody. He just chanted Hare Krishna, and then millions of people attracted to Krishna consciousness. Similarly, we see the same quality in this personality like Jayapataka Maharaj. What is a true Acharya? True Acharya means, like Prabhupada, he went to the West and attracted people just by his purity and simplicity. What is that he has carried? He has carried very deeply holy name in his heart, carried the instruction of his spiritual master, and he felt that my life is meant for my spiritual master's service. So with that, he attracted so many people. But it is not ordinary in such a short span of time, establishing Krishna consciousness all over the world. But maintaining that is not an ordinary thing. But because Srila Prabhupada had such great, commanders like Jayapataka Maharaj, or we see not only Jayapataka Maharaj, but we see all these great personalities. How much can we glorify? So many glories like Gopal Krishna Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, so many Maharajas, so many sannyasi disciples, even Grahastha, Tamal Krishna Maharaj. These personalities, they don't have any other life at all. Their life is for Prabhupada. Swamiji is our life and soul. Just the way Prabhupada described in that, as Anandamaya Prabhu was referring, Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. That, our life and soul is the instruction of our spiritual master. That's all they know. They don't know anything else. As Narottam Das Thakur writes in that poem, in that song, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, Se brata se tapa, se mora mantra japa, se mo dharma karama. Everything, whatever I do, it is, my meditation, my eating, my sleeping, my, doing everything is to glorify you. So that is the missionary spirit that these great personalities have carried. And I feel so ashamed that, to call myself as a disciple of such a great personality, because when you say your guru is a great personality, if you don't even have a little shadow of that spirit, don't carry the little shadow of that spirit, you can't actually call yourself as a disciple. But by their acceptance of our little service, we become fortunate. Because he has accepted the service of even insignificant persons like me, I feel privileged. I feel privileged that I know someone like His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, not just know him, but I'm one of his disciples. I walked along with him. I saw him in flesh and blood and lived with him for some years, walked on this earth for some years with such a great personality like Jayapataka Maharaj. Such a great privilege. It is such a great privilege. I used to feel that I missed Prabhupada, but that missing is fulfilled by great personality like Jayapataka Maharaj and some other great associates of Srila Prabhupada. I feel blessed. But on this auspicious occasion, I wanted to take up the missionary spirit that His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj had. Even after so many years of being restricted to wheelchair, recently he went to so many places. He went to the Far East, and then Middle East, and then from there he went to US, and then just recently came back. Only for the Vyasapuja Mahotsav he came to Mayapur. 73 years old. Out of 73 years, 14 years gone in wheelchair, and still unabated enthusiasm. When you see such tall examples, we appear like dwarfs. What is my life? I'm so selfish. I'm always looking for my various comforts, and here are the people, as Anandamaya Prabhu said those days, what is the facility that they had in Mayapur? This one episode is worth remembering millions of times, because those days there was absolutely no facility. The toilet means you should go to the rice fields, dig 2 holes, go there, under one boring you take bath and come back. That is your going to toilet and taking bath. And these personalities, Indians like all of us, we don't have anywhere great facilities. We always lived in some simple, livelihood we had. But these personalities, when they joined Iskcon, they were coming from very rich families. For them to accept such meager facilities and continue to go on in the service of Srila Prabhupada is most amazing. And today you go to Mayapur, such huge buildings, such wonderful facilities, and still he is waiting. One devotee was telling me last time when we went to Mayapur, Jayapataka Maharaj is only waiting. He would have given up his body, but he was only waiting to give an arati to Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Once the Panchatattva deities are moved to the new temple, then he wants to offer the arati to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he may want to leave. Till that time, he will not leave. Even these people delay the construction, he will live. That is the enthusiasm of. He has shown actually, if you want to serve with great enthusiasm, even though you are limited by your body and then other things, you can still go on. And no one can stop you if you have the deep desire to serve. So that is practically exhibited by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So as disciples and aspiring disciples and well-wishers, if we can catch a little bit of this spirit, then we can come out of this so much selfish mentality that we have, so much self-absorption that we have, and then actually contribute to the mission of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Shri Krishna. Thank you all very much. Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
His Grace Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu ki jai. Actually, one of the important instruction which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Rupa Goswami during the time when he was training him was who a Vaishnava is. A Vaishnava is Paradukha Dukhi. He is a Paradukha Dukhi. Means he feels the pain of the other person. So as Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu was sharing his own interaction with Jayapataka, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, I was thinking that in every one of our life, we'll be going through ups and downs. There will be times of very tough times of the heart. And during that time, if a Vaishnava embraces us, we'll feel that now we belong to this person. We belong to a person and our heart goes to him. And once that heart goes to that person, it's over. Then we'll become as good as soldier servants to him. And never it will come a chance that we'll feel that we are alone in this life. We always have this person behind. We always have this person, along with us during all the situations. So that one comforting hug which actually Maharaj has given to Vedanta Chaitanya Prabhu has must have given so much of enthusiasm for him to carry out the services in his life and take up similar kind of selfless services in our temple. So with this, I would actually request next offering is from Radhesham Prabhu. Is there? One minute. Radhesham Prabhu said he'll be joining in 1-2 minutes. Post to Radhesham Prabhu's offering will be having offering from Sitaram Prabhu, who has just sent a message about his detailed offering. Sitaram Prabhu has traveled all the way from Bombay to Mayapur just for the sake of attending Jayapataka, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj offering, this Vyasapuja celebrations actually. Actually, when I interacted with HTMC, 4 HTMC members, two HTMC members are there in actually Mayapur only. They, after this COVID period, they wanted actually personal to go visit Mayapur and celebrate in the presence of Guru Maharaj. So it was a great occasion. They are there. And as Sitaram Prabhu is not available here, Srivas Raj Bihari Prabhu will be sharing Sitaram Prabhu's offering letter and followed by his own offering letter after that. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Radhesham Prabhu, please accept our humble obeisances.
Humble obeisances. My sound is coming, Prabhu, now? Is it good?
Yes, Prabhu, it is clear.
Okay, can I speak now?
Yes, Prabhu, we are waiting for your arrival only. You can please.
Okay. Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Param Pujya Jayapataka Swami Maharaj ki jai. This is a very, very auspicious day today. And the auspicious day of the spiritual master's appearance. At least formally, once in a year, we get an opportunity to remember his glories, recognize him, honor him, and follow him. Of course, every day we sing Samsara Davanala prayers to remember the spiritual master in the morning, every day. But formally, once in a year, it is an opportunity given to all the disciples to gratefully thank him for coming in the life of the disciple and also think about his glories and hear about his glories from various devotees and increase our reverence and affection and service attitude towards him. Because the spiritual master, he acts as a transparent media on behalf of the Guru Parampara to pick us up from this material world and connect us to the Guru Parampara and ultimately to Shri Radha and Krishna, the divine couple. So the day of Vyasapuja is actually a very blessed occasion for the disciple. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, I am personally very grateful to him for various reasons. One of the first occasions I met him was in 1993 when I had gone to Mayapur for the Mayapur Yatra. That was the first time I got to see him and playing on this very big vamper, kartal, and doing Gauranga, that kind of very loud kirtans. And my spiritual master, I also got an opportunity to see my spiritual master and his affection and relationship with His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. My my spiritual master, Radhanath Maharaj, always used to say to us in Bombay that in India, Srila Prabhupada very much depended on two very prominent personalities whom Prabhupada kept in India for protecting the Indian Yatra of all the temples. One is His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, another one is His Holiness Gopal Krishna Swami Maharaj. These two people. There were others also, Prabhupada's disciples, but they had different assignments, like His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj had many things in America also. But His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj was gifted by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Mayapur, as his lifetime project to grow it, develop it. And Prabhupada told them that the whole world will come here. And this will be the international headquarters. Prabhupada had actually thought that in India, if he wouldn't get a good place for the world headquarters, he would make LA, Los Angeles Temple, as the world headquarters. Prabhupada had that thought. But later, there was a possibility in India. And in Calcutta, Prabhupada said that Victoria Memorial Building, if they give it, Prabhupada said, I'll make that the world headquarters. Because at that time, the land in Mayapur was in the hand of Mughals, and Prabhupada thought he may not be able to get the land. But after he got that land in Mayapur Dham, he called His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj and told him, here is the place, the holy land of Lord Chaitanya's appearance. And he said, please take this, develop it, and enjoy this beautiful place by expanding it and bringing the whole world to this place. So at the time, Maharaj was very, very young devotee. I believe his age was like 19 or 20. So when he looked at the place, he thought, here is going to be the world headquarters. And he said, Prabhupada, I am very young. Prabhupada said, no. You may be young in age, but you are empowered. And it's my order for you. And when I am looking back about that particular meeting of Prabhupada and His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, I feel that how loyally and faithfully, chastely, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj led his life the last 50 years or so, learning Bengali and able to present the philosophy of Krishna consciousness in a very endearing way to lakhs of Bengalis, both in Bengal, Bangladesh, and not only that, developing that Mayapur Dham from the scratch up to what we see today as a TOVP, Temple of Vedic Planetarium. Such a very massive effort. And also, when all the worldwide Vaishnavas come to Mayapur, I actually saw in Mayapur Dham how they welcome the disciples of Srila Prabhupada. And that's where we learned how we should welcome the Vaishnavas. In Pune Temple, when I had become president in 97, I had already got some experience from Srila Mayapur because His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj had trained his disciples there that when sannyasis, gurus come, they were welcomed with the Bengali. They have a culture of welcoming with a big pomp of Harinam Sankirtan, loud kirtans, and garlanding and flower shower and all that. So, such a rich Gaudiya Vaishnava culture is established by him for all the international audience to come there, stay and relish the divine dham and then learn many things and go back. When I was traveling in Bangladesh, I came to know Maharaj's glory even more because in Bangladesh practically every prominent place has one temple, traditionally built, very similar to Gaudiya temples, very beautifully built, and with plenty of brahmacharis and grahasthas practicing Krishna consciousness really sincerely. And one of my dear friends there, called Pandit Gadadhar, who told me that in Bangladesh alone, Maharaj has 35,000 disciples. And there are another 7,000 waiting in queue to be initiated by him. And also, Maharaj has made a system of protection for all these devotees in Bangladesh by instituting the Bhakti-Vriksha system and the Namhata system based on Godruma Kalpatavi, book by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So Maharaj actually, his own Jayapataka Maharaj is actually the father of congregational preaching and development all across the globe. And he has expanded preaching in nook and corner of the world through this cell groups, Bhakti Vrikshas. And it has become extremely successful even in countries like Gulf and India and all across the globe. People are learning this from him. So one of the first things I told you is I deeply have reverence for his stability in spiritual life, loyalty to Prabhupada, and faithfully handing over what Prabhupada gave him to the world and being a role model for all of us. And by his role model example, we all are benefiting, and he's giving us, he's kindling our. Secondly, I have observed how he narrates the katha of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, especially Gaur Nitai Leela, with great transcendental ecstasy, with great relish, the way he would narrate with wit and humor, and blended with various lessons and to be learned from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. And he can speak hours and hours and hours. One time, as you all know, he was admitted in the Bhaktivedanta hospital in Bombay, and doctor had told him that he should not go out anywhere, even to Chowpatty temple he should not go. Doctor had told him. But one of the following days, we had something called Pune Yatra in those days. It's a 3-day program where about 2,000 to 3,000 people would come. So His Holiness Raghunath Maharaj, before beginning the Pune Yatra program, he put a phone call to Bhaktivedanta Hospital and talked to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj and said, Maharaj, you are my senior god brother and you are in Mumbai, so I should not commence this program in Pune without blessings from you. So I'm just calling you to seek your blessings. And he just casually said, I wish your health was good enough for you to, visit us and give us your association. You are so near to us. Pune to Mumbai is just 3 hours or so. But we will miss you very much in this next following 3 days, he said. And then his son Jayapataka Maharaj told him that I will try. And then in the next 2 days, he talked to the doctors personally. And doctors said, we cannot stop him. His enthusiasm is relentless enthusiasm. He has a vigorous enthusiasm. And doctors, all of them said that his body is going on only on his spiritual dominations. And although there was a big circle of people around him refusing him to leave the hospital, Maharaj took a car and came to Pune and he gave a 2.5 hours lecture. I was there personally for that. Such a beautiful narration of, he spoke on the Goswami's life along with Lachitra Mahaprabhu's pastimes. We all heard it. And after that, Raghunath Maharaj glorified him profusely for taking out his time despite his ill health and everything. So, and this is what I have observed is great spiritual enthusiasm. In Calcutta, we have a 10-day Rath Yatra, you all may be aware. Actually, in those 10 days, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, for the 40 years, he didn't miss a single year. Every year he has attended Rath Yatra. He has been going and participating in it. And Maharaj, devotees asked Maharaj, what would he like to do? What part he would like to play? So Maharaj said, I am especially very happy to answer the questions of the newly coming people. So Maharaj said, keep a question and answer booth for me and I can sit there. Maharaj said, actually we generally put some boys there, 4 or 5 boys to sit and meet the new people. But Maharaj's compassion is so oceanic. Not only he takes care of the devotees, and he also wishes to see the new people attended to, and he wishes to answer their questions and clarify their queries and make them devotees. So generally he would come at 9 o'clock or 9:15, he would come and stay for 1.5 hours or so. That it will become almost like 10:45, 11 for him. And it was like every single day, coming to the booth. So when Maharaj would come to booth, along with the new people, all the other devotees would crowd the booth. There'll be a big crowd, there'll be a big commotion there because everybody will want to hear him answer the questions, how he talks to new people. So this childlike enthusiasm and childlike innocence and purity with which he speaks the Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Leela, as well as enthusiastically preaches to old and new devotees, and vigorous preaching as well as determination with the desire to expand the movement. Recently came to know that Maharaj was taken by a air ambulance to Chennai. He was taking some treatment there, and when the treatment was finished, it was an operation, surgery operation. Then it was over. Immediately he flew to America, I heard. He had some preaching ventures in the West. So this is his personality. He cannot rest for a moment. He will always be enthusiastic to preach and inspire and give himself utterly. Another aspect of his personality, I will tell you, probably some of you may not know. In all the meetings like ICC, Iskcon Continental Committee, meeting of all the temple presidents in India, and also Calcutta is on the eastern side, so we call it as a EIDC, East India Divisional Council, IAAC, Iskcon India Advisory Council, and in Bureau and in GBC, you will always find him. He and his own Gopal Maharaj, they too are untiring leaders in India, and they will be present silently, watching how the meeting is going, and no point will be finalized without consulting these two personalities, because they are the most oldest personalities in Iskcon India, and after every theme is being discussed, they will give the mic to him, and then he will add some powerful direction and pointers and quality addition in the meeting. And that would actually sometimes be a turning point many times. When he would present his viewpoint, after that, they will make a decision based on that. I got to see that. So now many of us, even as young devotees, we get tired of meetings and we want to do more bhajan. We say that, meetings are boring and meetings are headache. And, can we tell someone else to participate on our behalf? But here you can see the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's, army soldier. He is ready for the meetings. He actually wishes to see that the India Yatra Iskcon goes in the right direction, as per what Srila Prabhupada would want to see it go. He would take part in the meetings very enthusiastically. You all know that he may have little difficulty in speaking. He has another person posted along with him when he speaks to convey it to the people. But still he would take the trouble to join the meetings. So I can tell many such glories because I have got an opportunity to see him on many occasions in India. Another one occasion, I was coming out of the Vrindavan temple and Maharaj was coming in. I immediately offered obeisances at the gate. So when I got up, Maharaj got my hand and said, Krishna, please come and meet me in my room. I want to ask you something, he said. So I went to his room and then he asked me, I'm looking for one topic, for a PPT on one topic. Can you show me what PPTs you have? So then I shared. So Maharaj said, these 3 PPTs appear to be nice. Their topics are nice. So can you copy this for me? So then I copied it into his computer. And Maharaj said, because you have given me 3 PPTs, I'll give you my 3 PPTs, take it. He gave some 2-3 PPTs of his also to me. So you can see how friendly he is and how endearing his personality is. He is a vigorous preacher and he is very appreciative. Way back in 2002 or so, I was once invited to Mayapur Dham. A letter came to me and I wasn't sure what was that. There was some award ceremony, they said. So I went there, and His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, and so he and Sripad Maharaj, they both used to give awards to different people. So they gave me this Global Excellence Award for youth preaching. At that time, when I met Maharaj personally, he told me, I'm getting to hear a lot about youth preaching, and I'm very happy. we are awarding you this so that you can even do even more than what you're doing now. So I'm very grateful to him for his encouragement to me in youth preaching, whatever wonderful youth preaching has happened, and still we are making an effort to do. I got encouragement at my early stage of spiritual life. I'm very grateful to Maharaj. Also, when Maharaj comes to Bangalore and other places, he is very easily available for those who wish to serve him. Somebody wants to massage his feet, somebody wants to wash his clothes, somebody wants to meet him one-on-one, personally talk to him. He is, I'm surprised about it even now, how in such an exalted position he makes himself available for everybody. Somebody wants to cook for him. He is very, very benevolent in terms of receiving services and giving opportunity for growing devotees to grow further, make further progress in their spiritual life. And because of his approachability, that's the right word in English, because of his approachability, many people have come from 1 round to 16 rounds. And they have become very serious devotees and become initiated devotees. So I can say many things, but I also wish to see all other devotees should get opportunity to share their heart about him. So on this most auspicious day, I pray at Maharaj's lotus feet that may he award us a drop of the pure love of Lord Gauranga that he carries in his heart, the ecstasy of Nityananda Prabhu, which he preaches so vigorously, and the innocent and childlike spirit of Lord Nityananda. He is carrying the same mood and his faithfulness and loyalty to Srila Prabhupada, with which he has remained a stable, sturdy role model leader, not only for all India, but all over the world. Where Kali Yuga is the age of faithlessness and doubts and so many things. But although we see that doubts and everything is going on one side, great personalities who are disciples of Prabhupada, like Maharaj, have remained loyal and faithful, because of which they are awarding faith to the faithful followers of Iskcon and Srila Prabhupada. So all these things are like coming at the top of my mind with great reverence for Maharaj. I'm very grateful to him, and I pray to him that he blesses all of us on this auspicious day. Thank you. This was Jayapataka Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki,
His Grace Radhesham Prabhu ki.
Bhaktavrinda ki.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for taking your time and making your presence through Zoom. It was very, very wonderful and heart-touching the way you shared. Especially, I was seeing that when you said he is a father of congregational teaching of Krishna consciousness, and especially the way through Bhakti Rikshas. And that's how we see that. That's how we see that now in many of the temples, devotees are retained by this model of Bhakti Riksha, because Bhakti Riksha is such a kind of wonderful model that now the accountability system is very beautiful and a small module, but the explosion is big. So because so this is how actually Maharaj has inculcated in many of the centers, as we see in Pune, in Hyderabad, in various other places of India and across and also abroad. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for making your presence through Zoom. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Next, I would request Srivas Rajbihari Prabhu to share the glorification of Sitaram Prabhu on the occasion of this event towards His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I am here first to read out the offerings of His Grace Sitaram Prabhu towards Vyasapuja offerings of His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. Respected His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. On this occasion, on this auspicious day of your holy appearance, once again I am sitting in your headquarters, Shri Mayapur Dham, and writing an offerings for Vyasapuja celebrations at Iskcon Abbots. I consider this as very special blessing from you, Maharaj. considering myself very unqualified and not having much of your personal association, I was thinking, how should I begin? And then I remembered my recent interaction with you via an email in regard to a recent 18 acres gift land at Sirsilla. As usual, I was expecting that once the legal opinion is positive, yourself, His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj, and His Grace Revati Raman Prabhu will vote favor, and within 2 days, His Grace Revati Raman Prabhu and His Holiness Bhanu Maharaj voted. But you asked me my plans for this land. Is it good for farming? How is the water level, etc.? After replying this, you asked me about the person who will take care of this property and preaching plans in and around this village. I was in a hurry to secure this land for Iskcon, but in this whole process, I learned from you that how a leader should get in detail and teach the upcoming generation to introspect deeply in detail towards their services. Thank you very much for this teaching, this important principle. Again, recently you had some difficulty and there was an internal bleeding due to which you were airlifted to Chennai. Once again, devotees around this world started praying, and within a week we came to know that you asked your servant about some of your personal things which you need to travel to US. This was shock to many devotees, that after an emergency health situation, how can you travel to US? And we all thought it is not practical and you won't travel. But after some days, we come to know that you are in Dubai for Gaur Purnima. And after 10 days, your US trip update appears on social media. This whole incident reminds me of Srila Prabhupada's reply to your letter, wherein you wrote to Srila Prabhupada about health, and in reply, Srila Prabhupada finds out that you are sleeping very less hours, due to which you are unwell, and Srila Prabhupada requests you to take sufficient rest. Maharaj, your life with selfless dedication is very great inspiration to me. These ideal examples are visual for us of a selfless leader whose only purpose of existence is to serve the mission of Lord Chaitanya and please Srila Prabhupada. Today I beg at your lotus feet, please bless me so that I can continue to remain in association of devotees and serve Srila Prabhupada's Iskcon. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj ki, your servant Sitaram Das. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaur Katha Dhamadaya Nagar Gramatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Teshatarine Vancha Kalpatarobhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. His Holiness Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki, Hare Krishna. So in my own personal life, I had a great opportunity to serve His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj for a few instances when he was in Mumbai. And one of the reason, the way Jayapataka Maharaj inspires people, even as mentioned by Radhesham Prabhu, is that his availability to his disciples. He has so many disciples across his world. And for me, at least, I never felt that there is difficulty in approaching him. This is one of the special qualities of His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. And even in recent times, when I was changing my ashram and I wanted to write a letter to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, I was feeling that, okay, yes, I will write an email, but will I get a reply or not? Because that time also there was difficulties in the health of His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. So I wrote a mail and it took like after 4 or 5 days, I haven't got any reply. So I felt maybe Maharaj is busy, or maybe Maharaj's servant has read the mail or not updated to Maharaj, or maybe I don't know. But I was waiting, and after almost 3-4 days of me contemplating that Guru Maharaj has not replied to my email, Guru Maharaj replies to my email and says that I'm very glad that you are still continuing your services. Please let me know if there is anything further is needed. And he also told, I hope you have consulted your immediate superiors before taking decision. So that was giving me confidence that even though Guru Maharaj has so many of the engagements, he never misses out in reaching out to his disciples. And another very special characteristic of Guru Maharaj is that he gives attention to the details. Even in my offerings to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj in previous Vyasapuja celebrations, I have mentioned one or two instances where he gave special details in attention towards my interactions with him. But in last 1 year, right, there are two special instances that had happened, which reassured to me that Guru Maharaj always gives into the details. So one was, this was August when we had Iskcon Attapur temple opening, and we had given time to Guru Maharaj that 12:15 is the time when we will do Prana Pratishtha. When His Holiness Bhanu Maharaj will also be present in the altar along with the deities. And each deity, we chant specific mantras while we are doing the Prana Pratishtha. So Seva Tula Prabhu was there, Sita Ram Prabhu was there, Hare Krishna Prabhu was there, His Holiness Bhanu Maharaj was there, and His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj was there on Zoom over mobile. So although I was not supposed to be present, I got in because I was handling the camera mobile in which this Zoom was shared with His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. So we went on, all the installation was done. And again, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj asked us to show the temple hall, how the devotees are there. So we were like kind of in a hurry. So all the deities were installed and I took out the camera. We went into the temple hall from that passage of Attapur temple deities, and Seva Tula Prabhu was with me. He is a witness to this instant. So there, even Bhanu Maharaj had kind of concluded saying that the deity installation is done. Then Jayapataka Maharaj asked on Zoom, he spoke on the Zoom and he said, we have not chanted special mantras for Sudarshan's installation. So please go back and tell this to Seva Tula Prabhu. So I immediately asked Seva Tula Prabhu. So His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj is asking this, that for Sudarshan we have not chanted the mantras. So Seva Tula Prabhu told that just like Lord Krishna has different ayudhas, like there is a flute of Krishna, there is sometimes Shankha Chakra of Krishna, we don't chant mantras for that. Then again Jayapataka Maharaj replied that if there is a specific deity for one of the ayudhas, we have to do that. So we can understand that he is never in a way that just get over this meeting, just get over this task. No, he gets into every detail. So that was one instance which gives me a very striking remembrance that he gives into details. And another instance was, I believe Shambhu Vaishnav Prabhu can recollect it very nicely. At one point of time, he had his hand with some minor injury and he had a plaster on his hand. If Shambhu Vaishnav Prabhu is there, he can recollect this. And on the Zoom, Guru Maharaj saw the hand of Shambhu Vaishnav Prabhu and he asked Shambhu Vaishnav Prabhu what had happened to you. So I don't suppose that anybody has informed him in a specific way that there was some injury, but just by seeing that, even though it was covered with a full hand kurta, somehow he saw that transcendentally and he asked this question. So this goes to show that there is no kind of negligence in terms of reaching out to the people, in terms of relating to the people. And so that is one of the reasons why he can reach out to millions of people and give Krishna consciousness. So I personally have a very strong faith that His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj has been specially blessed, specially empowered to do this act. This was when I was traveling, this is 2 years back, 2 or 3 years back, when His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj had this liver and kidney transplantation surgery. And all over the world, devotees were praying for this well-being of His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. And when I got the news that Jayapataka Maharaj's surgery went successful, it kind of struck me that Guru Maharaj has a very strong willpower. That strong willpower is able to defeat all the medical challenges which all other spheres of medical technology is struggling with. And with his strong willpower, as His Grace Vedant Chetan Prabhu also mentioned, he has a strong willpower that the TOEP opening should happen in my presence. So strong willpower can even do miracles. This is a living example in front of us. So with this small offering, I pray once again to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj to give us strength to continue in all difficult situations in our life, and by his blessings may we become advanced in Krishna consciousness. So thank you all very much for giving me this opportunity to share some of the interactions with His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj ki, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj 73rd Vyasapuja Mahamahotsav ki. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Sitaram Prabhu ki Jai. His Grace Srivas Rajbhai Prabhu ki Jai. Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing this beautiful point, that attention to detail which Maharaj has. And actually, we had opportunity to hear from the 3 HTMC members, but 4th HTMC member, that is Vardha Krishna Prabhu, is not available here. He is there celebrating in Mayapur actually. However, what he has done is that he has sent a small song which is actually specially prepared for the occasion of the Guru Maharaj Vyasapuja. So he has released this particular song on this day only. So I request Prabhu to please share this on the screen.
Chosen Bangalore to be the first Krishna
and to see that the distribution of Srila Prabhupada's transcendental literature increase. Taking up each of the service from the bottoms of his heart to make it a reality. True to his name, Guru Maharaj is flag bearer in teaching us the mood of developing bhakti and of becoming an eternal Sishya by displaying his unconditional pure love for his spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Following the instructions of a Acharya can be possible only by his mercy. His Guru Maharaj's compassion, love, and care for his disciples and for all others is second to none. Or else, how is it possible for Guru Maharaj through a Zoom meeting to notice an injury which cannot be actually, seen, because I was wearing full hands and maybe very little visibility, a blue POP band was there. But then he asked through his disciples, his servants, Shambhu Vaishnavadas, what happened to your hand? This is, as the other senior devotees said, Guru Maharaj's attention to details is impeccable. And I just cannot forget this moment for my life. So, I feel that Guru Maharaj is compassion personified. I request Guru Maharaj on this occasion to instill a drop of that mood of servitorship for my Guru Maharaj as he has for Srila Prabhupada. On this auspicious occasion, I also pray to remain a speck of dust in his lotus feet. I sincerely pray Guru Maharaj to bless me. I'm praying on a daily basis, and I continue to pray that Guru Maharaj should have a long life, good health, and Krishna Aishwarya for many, many, many more years to come. Even after a decade and a half of his stroke, not even a single complaint whatsoever. What more proof does one need to say that Guru Maharaj is not on the bodily platform? This particular fact really amazes me. And liver transplantation and corona, blood transfusion, not once, many a time, but his relentless traveling and continuing to preach about the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda continues on and on and on. What a wonder. There are no words to describe this transcendental phenomenon. I rededicate myself on this auspicious day in trying to please my Guru Maharaj by serving his disciples, and also in trying to hear read and understand more and more about my Guru Maharaj and his Guru Maharaj, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I sincerely beg Srila Guru Maharaj to forgive me for my offenses, and I sincerely thank from my heart of hearts Guru Maharaj for giving me a shelter at your lotus feet, and please bless me so that I can serve you, your servants, and then Srila Prabhupada, the most insignificant servant, Sambhu Vaishnava Das. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Shambhu Vaishnava Prabhu ki Jai. I know many of the devotees would have prepared to share their offerings. Definitely, everybody would be enthusiastic who has prepared to come and share here. But because of the paucity of the time, we are restricting this particular event here. And I would request now, at last, our dear Sri Hari Prabhu to come and share his offering.
Namo Vishnupada Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Tinamane Namo Acharya Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayane Gaura Kadha Damadaya Nagara Grama Tarane. On this very important day in my life and auspicious day, I would like to address my spiritual master, Diksha Guru, His Holiness Srila Jayapataka Swami Acharya Pad, to give his blessings for my spiritual growth, uninterrupted spiritual growth, and serving Srila Prabhupada. I'm very sure he is very, very happy if anyone serves his spiritual master without any ulterior motives. And personally wanted to express many things to him. And if time permits, then definitely. But this is the opportunity that to express my heart to him. I'm feeling day by day devotion is very, very subtle to travel inside the heart, and how to see the Krishna's mercy through the parampara system. I keep on meditating this, my dear Guru Maharaj. And the more I think on this, I feel that if anyone doesn't remember the lotus feet of the Guru at least once in a year on these kind of auspicious days, or at least once in a month, on a particular days, or at least once in a week, or every day, or every moment, then that person is very, very easily drift away from the merciful shelter of Guru Maharaj. So that's what I'm thinking, how to accept and move forward by the mercy. If one doesn't think like that Guru Maharaj, then one will very much easily carried away by replacing one's own Guru. And then this is a very, very subtle aspect of the devotion. And if one is not careful in this area, one very easily carried away by the devotion, by the Maya. and get away from devotion. In this auspicious day, I seek his blessings to always continue serving our Iskcon movement through Guru Maharaj and serving Srila Prabhupada and serving all the Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
His Grace Sri Hari Prabhu ki. With this, actually, we will conclude this session of offerings which have been going on for last about 2 hours. Now we'll be starting an Aarti and followed by the Pushpanjali, and after Pushpanjali there will be Prasadam distribution. However, before we could start the Aarti, Srivas Rajya Prabhu has a small announcement. Post to that, we'll have the Aarti.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So there is some very happy news which we would like to share with all the devotees of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Temple. In the recent times, we all know that there has been a lot of interaction that has been going on in terms of acquiring this east adjacent land. From the times at least I have known Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Temple, it's always expanding, and the spirit is that we keep on expanding. May that be this Sankirtan Bhavan, may that be North Gate extension, and now this is a new phase of development for Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Temple. We have almost completed the verbal deal between the owners of the adjacent land, which is just next to our main entrance. Also, sometimes it is known as chemical go down. East entrance, chemical go down. So it's a huge amount for all of us to acquire the land. No pains, no gains, right? So it's a huge amount for all of us to bear. But definitely the kind of facilities and the services that will render to all of us back is also will be huge. So on this auspicious day of occasion of 73rd Vyasapuja celebrations, we would like to officially announce that for offering services, all of you can come forward for acquiring land. There are various schemes in which you can come and give donations. We have schemes like Vaishnava Sevak, Guru Parampara Sevak, Gaur Nitai Sevak, Jagannath Sevak, Madan Mohan Sevak, and Srila Prabhupada Sevak with various denominations. So we would like all of you to come and pledge your offerings to Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Ji. Also to note, this year marks 50th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's first visit to Hyderabad. November 1972 was the first time when His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada blessed Hyderabad by his personal visit. And from that is the time we can say that the conception of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Temple happened. So we have nice occasions for all of you to do this service. We have set up a table here. We have pledge forms, and all those who will offer the services in this pledge, we will contact them back, and all of them will also get, apart from serving for this East Gate extension acquisition, they will also be given participation in Narsim Sudarshana Yajna on the auspicious day of Akshay Tritiya, which is 3rd May. So these auspicious day, people give out, they would like to give donation to the service of the Lord, like Akshay Tritiya and various days. So we want your all cooperation, we all of you to come forward and serve in this way, so that this service to Radha Madan Mohan Ji will also be beneficial for us to advance in Krishna consciousness. We get more facilities to perform kirtans, to perform classes and various events. So this is a very happy occasion in the face of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Temple. We want every one of you to please take that effort to come forward and pledge for these various sevas. So thank you all very much. Please do reach out to this table to find out various details, and please offer your services for East Gate extension of Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan Temple. Hare Krishna.
Anyway, Srivas told me to say something about this. I will say. In 1972, Prabhupada first time came to Hyderabad, and then at that time Pulla Reddy came and he wanted to offer this land. In 1976, Janmashtami Day, this temple was constructed, and Anandamaya Prabhu was sharing with me for a long time one incident that happened. Prabhupada, after the construction of the temple was completed, he went to the top floor, and then he had his cane on his right hand, and he said, he showed that cane to all these, neighboring places and said, we must acquire all these places. That's what Prabhupada said at that time. And how the vision of an Acharya is, it will manifest, nobody knows. When it will manifest, nobody knows. And some of the devotees who know how this land was acquired, from a very difficult situation, this land was acquired, where we are in now. Sankirtan Bhavan was acquired. The land was almost gone, and some of the devotees, old devotees here, Prem Kirtan Prabhu and other devotees, they know. They worked very hard to somehow get this land. Similarly, we have one very wonderful devotee donor, Rajkumar Lalwaniji. He has, taken initiative to acquire this north extension, and then, various blocks of the north extension. Unfortunately, he passed away, but we are very grateful to him for the initiative that he has taken. And now, recently, just a few days back, we had negotiated with these Muslims. The property belongs to the Muslims. And at a reasonable price that we got this. We have not fully entered into the agreement yet, but verbally the agreement is over. What I'm trying to say is that how the vision of an Acharya gets fulfilled over a period of time, and those who take initiative to make that vision of the Acharya fulfilled, they become very, very fortunate ones. So I recommend all of you, and then not only all of you, but many others whom you know, to participate in acquiring of this land. This land actually is 3,200 square feet of land, 320 square yards, 3,200 square feet of land. Almost we have finalized for 5 crores. But it is a very, very important land because it is just touching to our temple guest house. And then the guest house has become old. So there is a possibility that we can just dismantle the guest house and also the Bhaktivedanta Samskar Hall and connect this road to that Nampally station road through parking and all that. So many plans are there. This is a very crucial place. We were waiting for this place to be obtained so that we can, manifest a very beautiful plan for the temple to have the north entrance and as well as the east entrance and a wide temple hall and many other things. So it is very crucial place. Somehow by Krishna's mercy, we got this crucial place. I request everyone to help for this project, how much ever you can do by the way of, pranay ardhay dhiya vacha. So it's a request, personally request from my side, and I've also been requested by Hare Krishna Prabhu to share this with all of you. And this is not the first meeting, but we are going to have many more meetings on this. Hare Krishna. So now we'll have Arati to Guru Maharaj, and after Arati is over, Sadham is here. Ready. Kindly stand up, and then we'll have Arati and then chanting of the Pranam Mantra. Srivas.
संसारदावानललीढलोका त्राणाय कारुण्या घना घना त्वाम् संसारदावानललीढलोका त्राणाय कारुण्या घना घना त्वाम् प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणानवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे महाप्रभु कीर्तन नित्य गीता वादित्रमाध्यान् मनसोरसेना महाप्रभु रोमाञ्चकम्पा श्रुतरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्यनाना शृङ्गारतन मन्दिरमर्जनाद युक्तस्य भक्तां शनियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत प्रसादो स्वाद्वन तृप्तान् हरिभक्त संगम् कृत्वैव तृप्तिं भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् श्री राधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्य लीला गुणरूप नाम्ना श्री प्रतीक्षणा स्वादनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् निकुञ्जयो नो रतिकेलिसिद्धये यायालिभिर्युक्तिरपेक्षणीया तत्रातिदाक्षात् अतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम्। साक्षात् हरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भाव्यत एव साधुभिः। किन्तु प्रभुर्या प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम्। यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत् प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि। ध्यायं स्वं तस्य यस्य त्रिसन्ध्यां वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम्। वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम्। वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम्। जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय गुरुदेव। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामी इति नामिने। श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामी नमो आचार्य पादाय निताय कृपा प्रदायिने गौरकथा धामदाय नगर ग्राम तारिणे माचार्य पादाय निताय कृपा प्रदायिने गौरकथा धामदाय नगर ग्राम। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva, Guru Deva, Jai Guru Deva. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada.
Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki. Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj Vyasapuja Mahamotsav ki. So we'll chant pranam mantras to all the acharyas and then keep the flowers for 3 times for offering. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Shajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatharine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojjvala Premadhya श्री रूपानुग भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्ध अपसिद्धांत ध्वांत हारिणे। नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षाद् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रालंबर सांबोधे पादाम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते। गौराविर्भाव भूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जन प्रियः वैष्णव सार्वभौमः श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छा कल्पतरोभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। जयतां सरतो पंगो मम मंदमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजो राधा मदन मोहनो दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्य कल्पद्रुमाधः श्रीमद्रत्नागारा सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविंद देवो प्रेष्टालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षन्वेणुस्वनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तु नः। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Esha Pushpanjali, Esha Pushpanjali, Esha Pushpanjali. His Divine Grace Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya